Welcome back, my sweet friends. So good to see you again. Thank you for being here. Today we have such a fun video. I am making 3 different recipes and each one has only 2 ingredients. We're going to be making pretzels, we're going to be making ice cream bread, and we're going to be making chocolate mousse. Oh, that's so fun. Paul is my taste tester throughout. Actually, we had to film it over 2 days because after tasting this and that, he was just like, I'm going to save the mousse for the next day. So it is a super fun video. We're coming into spring. These are some quick, fun recipes you could make over a weekend or on a weekend night. So if this sounds good to you, please stick around. My name is Emmy, my husband is Paul, and this is the channel Frugal Money Saver. We are an early retirement couple living in New York, and we basically just show you how to live life more abundantly with less money. So today we're going to get right to these recipes, enjoy them, sit back, relax, and I hope this puts a smile on your face. Here we go. The first recipe we're going to make is something called ice cream bread. And I would assume this would make a delicious dessert bread or tea bread, something like that. What you need is 2 cups of ice cream. And I am using Friendly's Vienna Mocha Chunk. And it has to be full fat ice cream. What I did was take 2 cups and I'm putting them in a bowl in my refrigerator to defrost. I want this to melt. I'm assuming that you could do this in the microwave or on top of the stove gently, but I do not want those chocolate chunks to melt. So that's why I'm doing it in the refrigerator, because if I put it on the stove and melt the ice cream, it's going to melt the chocolate. I'd like to keep the chocolate whole for the recipe to see how that turns out throughout the bread. All we're going to need is 2 cups of melted ice cream and 1.5 cups of self-rising flour. So let it melt, and we're going to go on to our next 2-ingredient recipe. For our next recipe, we're going to make 2-ingredient pretzels. So what I have here is about a cup of self-rising flour. Now, if you don't have self-rising flour, the recipe for self-rising flour is for every cup of all-purpose flour, add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And you can also add a 1/4 teaspoon baking soda to that as well if you don't have self-rising flour. And I am just going to take, and you can use a 1/2 cup of either full-fat yogurt, like a Greek yogurt, you want it to be thick, or sour cream. And I'm using a 1/2 cup of sour cream. And that's all there is to this 2-ingredient recipe. And what I'm going to do is just mix the self-rising flour with the sour cream until a soft dough forms. Okay, I think I'm going to go in with my hands now and just mix it gently. Now I'm going to bring out my silicone baking mat, and I am going to put this right on top of that. Press this into about an 8-inch disc. And then we're going to be making some pretzels. So let's see what we have here. Yep, this is just about 8 inches. Pretty good. Now, I am only making a 1/2 of a recipe because it's just Paul and I don't want to have all this extra. But you would double the recipe for 8 pretzels. So now I'm just going to cut this into 4ths. Be careful you don't cut through your mat if you're using it. If you are using parchment paper, that's fine too. I preheated my oven to 400 degrees. And now I'm just going to take each piece and I'm going to form it into about a 14-inch rope. So I have 1 of the quarters, form it into about a 14-inch rope. The dough is a little sticky, so I'm just putting a little bit more flour on it, just so I'm able to work with it and get it to the desired 14 inches. Yeah, that's better. Just a little bit of flour helped a lot. Okay, this is just about 14 inches. Now what I'm gonna do is make my pretzel. Okay, it's not perfect, but it is a pretzel. There's one. And now I'm gonna continue on with the other pieces. So here are 4 little pretzels, and now what I'm going to do is just take a little water because I want to add some everything but the bagel seasoning. But because I said they were only 2 ingredients, you certainly don't have to do this. You could even just sprinkle some salt on them if you'd like, or leave them plain and dip them in mustard, whatever you'd like. So we're going to take our 2 ingredient soft pretzels, stick them in a 400-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. So let's see how these work. So these cooked for just about 17 minutes. They are a little misshapen, but let's see how they taste. We will let these cool, transfer them to a rack, and we'll see how they taste.
Ooh.
Look at how good they look. All right, now this is the actual taste test with Paul. Be honest. Go ahead, take a bite.
Take a little piece like this.
All right. Now, I don't think they're going to be light and fluffy like a pretzel, but give it a shot.
I'm going to try it without mustard first.
What do they taste like?
They taste like a breadstick.
Okay.
It's soft inside, and then the everything bagel seasoning, is that what's on top?
Yes.
That kicks it up. It's great. Double dip.
All right.
There we go. A little mustard. You could dip this in like maybe a honey mustard sauce.
Okay.
You could dip it in a ranch, blue cheese. It's really nice. It's not that pretzel that you like a bag of pretzels.
Right. No, these are supposed to be more like soft pretzels.
Yes, this has a nice bready flavor.
Okay. Okay, so it looks like a biscuit almost.
Yeah, it's light.
Okay, so it works.
Yeah, you could definitely serve this with hors d'oeuvres. You could serve this on the side with dinner.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now back to our ice cream bread. And you can see the ice cream has melted, but you see the chocolate chunks. I did not want to lose those if I had put this on a stove to melt it. So we just let it do it gradually. Now to that 2 cups of softened ice cream, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of self-rising flour, which I have right here. And you don't want to over mix this. So we're just going to give this a quick stir, incorporate it, and I'm thinking that's about it. I transferred the batter to an 8x5 greased pan, and I'm going to put it into the oven at 350 degrees for about 35 to 40 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. Our ice cream bread is out of the oven and it smells wonderful. This cooked for about 35 minutes. When I stuck my toothpick in, it did come out clean. So I would say somewhere between 35 and 40 minutes. Keep an eye on it. But what I love is those chocolate chunks. It doesn't have a substantial rise, but let's see how it tastes. I'm going to let it cool in the pan for about 10 minutes, and then I'll transfer it to a wire rack. We let the bread cool in the pan for about 10-15 minutes. It came right out, and then we cooled it on a wire rack until it was completely cool. Then we sliced it. It is beautiful. I am amazed that ice cream and self-rising flour did this. It's not huge, but it's a beautiful, substantial bread, and it's moist, which was my concern. I'm gonna have Paul taste a piece, and we'll see how it is. Item, how you doing today? You're like my taste tester all day.
I'm getting heavy.
There you go. Give this ice cream bread a taste.
Okay.
Be honest.
Okay, the ice cream bread.
He came in and he saw the empty carton. He says, "Where's all the ice cream?"
What happened to the ice cream? Now it's a bread. That's good. You could put a little cream cheese on that. Yeah, that's really good. It's light, it's fluffy, it's got a little crust. the chocolate in there.
So what do you think?
I think this is very good. Delicious.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, out of ice cream in the fridge, and I don't know what you made with it.
Flour. Self-rising flour. That was it.
It's great.
Good.
Good
Yay,
meal.
another win. So we're doing good.
Absolutely.
Our next recipe we're going to be making is 2-ingredient chocolate mousse. First thing I'm going to do is take a half a cup heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to put it in a pot, and I'm just going to heat it gently. I don't want to boil it. I don't want to scald it. I am just heating it gently. So you're just going to give this a little stir. And once we see maybe little tiny bubbles forming around the edges, we'll know it is hot. Okay, I just saw one little bubble pop on the side. So I am going to take this off the heat. We do not want it that hot. Now I'm going to take 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and I'm going to add it to the hot cream. Now I'm going to take my whisk, and I am just going to whisk this chocolate into the cream gently until it is melted. This melted beautifully. You don't need a double boiler when you do it this way. It's creamy, perfect. Now what I'm going to do is take this, set it aside, and let it cool. Now while our chocolate is cooling, I'm taking 1 cup of that heavy whipping cream. Right here it is. Taking another cup of that, and now I'm going to whip this until stiff peaks form. Here we go. Perfect whipped cream. You see how stiff this is? That's what we want. Perfect whipped cream. Now what I did was I took the melted chocolate, I let it cool, and I just put it in a glass bowl. Now what I'm going to do is take half of this cream and put it in. Now I used semi-sweet chocolate. If you wanted, you definitely could have used milk chocolate. It would definitely be sweeter, but we like a darker chocolate, so this will work fine. Now what you're going to do is gently fold this in. Now I'm going to take a little more. So I'm going to do about 3/4 of that bowl of cream and put it in. What I'm going to do with the last quarter is just save it to put on top of this when we're done folding. This looks about perfect. We got a little bit of streaks on the bottom. Make sure you get all the way under and fold. All the way under and fold. You can see the chocolate streaks that sit on the bottom. We want those up. I have these beautiful vintage 1970 era little dessert dishes that were my mom's. And now what I'm going to do is just take our mousse, and we're going to put it in these cups. Now the trick with this is you have to let it chill. You don't want to eat this right away. You want it to stick it in the refrigerator at least for several hours before you eat this. But how easy was this? Now I'm going to take a little bit of the whipped cream that was left over. Remember, we only used 3/4 of the bowl to mix in with the chocolate chips. Now I'm just going to put this on top. And you have an elegant dessert. Now I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, and then I am going to have Paul taste one. All right, it is the next day because I fed Paul too much yesterday, and he was like, I'm done.
This is homemade 2-ingredient mousse.
Yep, give it a taste.
With whipped cream.
Mm-hmm.
Let's taste it. That's good. That is good. Definitely.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's delicious.
Your favorite out of the 3?
Yeah. Yeah, no, well, I like them all. But this one here is just, it's like an explosion of chocolate. It's very, very good.
So this would definitely like company worthy.
Oh, absolutely. You serve this to guests, company, friends, they'll come back.
Okay. How fun were they? Kind of kooky, kind of different, but they all were really good. Now, these are my hints and tips. If you make the pretzels, I would add a bit more of the Greek yogurt or sour cream. It was a little dry and needed a little bit more. So I would up that to like 3/4 of a cup. And then if you have to add a little more flour, that's okay. But it was a little dry. They were delicious. With that, everything but the bagel seasoning on them, they were so good. The bread, fantastic. If any of you make it and use a different flavor ice cream, I would think maybe strawberry would be good, even vanilla. Let me know, leave it in the comments down below. And as far as that chocolate mousse, don't change a thing. Paul, how good was that mousse?
It was awesome. Yeah, it was really good.
It was so yummy. It was decadent. I could have actually put them in half servings. You could have done half of that and it still would have been an elegant, delicious dessert. They were just so good. So I hope this was fun, just a little something different to kind of mix it up, help you on your frugal journey, encourage you on your journey. I am so happy you spent this time with us. Thank you. Thank you. Please leave us a comment down below. Give this a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And until our next video, stay safe, stay well. We love you and we wish you blessings. Bye-bye.